Now, as a designer, I love deadlines. So life has a deadline,
Yeah.
and deadline helps you get to action. And one of the things that I learned from a friend of mine, John Maeda, we were speaking at the same conference, and he said there was a study that was done with people who were dying about their biggest regrets. And number one regret of the dying is, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not what others expected of me. And I thought that's the most beautiful definition of why designing your life is important. Living a life true to yourself. That's what designing your life is. Knowing that we're not here forever is very useful in inspiring us to do what's important to us now.
And I think that's such a great point, because it's almost like reframing things, saying, look, okay, time is precious. I'm not saying we don't need to earn money. Obviously, we have to pay the bills, you have to eat, etc., etc. But why not try and do something which is meaningful and gives you joy, and you're creating something? Say with this podcast, there's no money in podcasting. So if you're thinking about doing it, don't do it if you're doing it for the money. But actually, what I found is by doing the podcast, I've created something. And whether it's good or bad, that's up to the public and the listeners. But I've certainly got a lot of enjoyment out of it. I've met amazing people like you. There's no way sort of 2 years ago that I would have been able to connect with you before starting on this journey. So I think, there's so much knowledge also you're getting, and it's also been a great deal of fun.
Absolutely. And what you just said is part of the lessons in my book. One of the things we learn from older people is make time for what you love and care less about what other people think. And because that really can hold us down, and we don't really know what other people think. What's important is starting something new. And with that, another lesson is accepting that all great projects are ambiguous at the start. And this is something that I've learned from a dear friend of mine, Michael Bangay-Stanier, who has a book called How to Begin. And I interviewed him for my book, and he talks about, a lot of us expect to have the Google Maps of projects, what's going to happen if I do this now? And there is no Google Maps for projects. So the best way you could do it is you work on it for a couple of weeks. You see it kind of like what you've done with your podcast. You do a test, and then did it work? And then you refine it, and then you go for another little bit. And to me, that's what the design process is also all about. Is you have an idea, you express it, you bring it to life, you test it, you refine it, you test it again.